The hurt of being ghosted cuts deep. You thought the connection was real, only to be left in silence, doubting every moment. Or the confusion of her hot and cold behavior, where affection one day turns to distance the next, leaves you feeling unstable and unworthy. As a psychologist who's guided many men through this turmoil, I see how these experiences trigger a storm of self-doubt, frustration, and heartbreak. Women's actions can feel like games, testing your resilience, but the real battle is internal. Reclaiming your power through Stoic mastery. Here are 10 strategies to navigate these challenges, addressing the wounds of rejection and uncertainty while building unshakable self-control. Before diving in, understand the pain. Why do these patterns, ghosting, mixed signals, emotional limbo, hurt so much? They exploit your vulnerabilities, making you question your value and chase validation. The conflict lies in wanting connection while fearing loss, leading to a cycle of anxiety. But you can break it by focusing on self-mastery, turning inward to build emotional independence rather than reacting to her cues. 1. The turmoil of emotional overinvestment. When she pulls away, the instinct to chase stems from fear of abandonment, amplifying feelings of inadequacy and panic. This overinvestment leaves you reactive, as if your worth depends on her response, creating an exhausting inner battle between hope and despair. The inner conflict. You crave stability, but her distance triggers desperation, making you feel powerless and small. The solution. Practice emotional detachment, not indifference, but balanced perspective. Maintain your calm regardless of her actions, no frantic texts or overthinking. Journal daily about your feelings without acting on them. This builds resilience, signaling to her and yourself that your peace isn't hers to disrupt, making you more grounded and appealing. 2. The frustration of unpredictable patterns. Spotting her hot and cold cycles or breadcrumbing, scattered attention without commitment can feel like a trap, leaving you confused and undervalued. The pain of investing without reciprocity erodes your confidence as you question if you're worthy of consistency. The inner conflict. You want clarity, but her inconsistency fuels self-blame, trapping you in a loop of hope and disappointment. The solution. Observe patterns without reaction. When she pulls back, note it calmly and respond minimally, like, "I'm here when you're ready." This flips the dynamic, forcing her to pursue. Reflect on past patterns in a journal to predict and prepare, empowering you to respond from strength rather than emotion. 3. The fear of being disrespected. Without early boundaries, her cancellations or flirtations can make you feel dismissed, triggering resentment and a loss of self-respect. The struggle is fearing confrontation will push her away, yet tolerating it deepens your sense of being undervalued. The inner conflict. You desire mutual respect, but avoiding boundaries leaves you feeling weak and exploited. The solution. Set boundaries calmly from the start. If she flakes, say, "I value reliability. If plans change often, this won't work for me." This asserts your worth without anger. Practice in low-stakes situations to build confidence, ensuring relationships honor your needs and foster respect. 4. The pressure of provocation. Her mentions of exes or flirtations can provoke jealousy or insecurity, making you feel threatened and out of control. The pain of suppressing rage or exploding erodes your dignity as you battle the urge to compete or withdraw. The inner conflict. You want to appear strong, but provocations expose vulnerabilities, creating a storm of doubt and anger. The solution. Stay composed under pressure. Respond neutrally, like, "Sounds like good times," without engaging emotionally. Breathe through the moment and refocus on your value. This disarms her tests, shifting power back to you and reinforcing your emotional stability. 5. The distraction from personal growth. Getting caught in daily drama diverts you from goals, leaving you feeling stagnant and unfulfilled. The conflict of seeking her approval over self-improvement breeds regret, as short-term highs mask long-term emptiness. The inner conflict. You yearn for purpose, but emotional ups and downs pull you away, fostering a sense of lost direction. The solution. Prioritize long-term goals like career or fitness. When she distances, invest in yourself. Read, exercise, pursue passions. This independence reduces reactivity and attracts her to your driven life, turning potential loss into personal victory. 6. The temptation to retaliate. Her games can spark a desire for payback, but reacting amplifies pain, leaving you feeling petty and out of control. The inner tug-of-war between justice and maturity deepens frustration. The inner conflict. You seek fairness, but retaliation risks escalating hurt, trapping you in negativity. The solution. Refuse to retaliate. Ignore provocations and focus inward. Meditate or journal to process emotions. This neutrality neutralizes her influence, preserving your peace and elevating your stance. 7. The anxiety of unspoken issues. Avoiding tough talks lets problems fester, breeding misunderstanding and resentment. The fear of conflict makes you suppress feelings, leading to isolation. The inner conflict. You want honesty, but emotional avoidance creates a barrier, heightening tension. The solution. Communicate clearly and firmly. Address issues calmly. I've noticed distance. Let's discuss. This invites resolution without drama, building trust and reducing games through open dialogue. 8. The sacrifice of self. Tolerating inconsistency for connection erodes your well-being, leaving you anxious and depleted. The struggle of prioritizing her over yourself fosters self-neglect. The inner conflict. You fear loneliness, but compromising peace deepens unhappiness. The solution. Prioritize your well-being. Step back from draining dynamics, focusing on self-care like hobbies or support networks. This restores balance, making you more attractive through self-respect. 9. The impatience of uncertainty. Waiting for her response can feel torturous, amplifying doubt and urgency. The pain of uncertainty clashes with the need for control. The inner conflict. You crave immediate clarity, but rushing risks mistakes, perpetuating anxiety. The solution. Practice patience. Do nothing during silences, letting her initiate. Use the time for reflection or goals. This demonstrates confidence, shifting dynamics in your favor. 10. The dread of letting go. Staying in toxic patterns out of fear of loss prolongs pain, undermining your worth. The conflict between hope and reality creates paralysis. The inner conflict. You want connection, but clinging to disrespect erodes dignity. The solution. Know when to walk away. Calmly state, "This isn't working, I'm moving on," then focus on growth. This act of self-respect often draws her back or frees you for better, affirming your value. These strategies address the wounds of manipulation and uncertainty, guiding you toward emotional mastery. By embracing detachment, boundaries, and patience, you transform pain into power, attracting respectful connections. Start with 1. Journal a recent hurt and apply detachment. Growth begins here.